Welcome back to Black Clover Anime Review, episode number 33. Yep, 33. This I'm reviewing the. Get to it, there we go. The 83rd episode of the anime, Burn It Into You, and the 204th manga, Desire for Demise. Yep. First, like with newest episode of the anime. This one finishes up chapter 129, covering like the last two pages of the chapter, while also covering the entirety of chapters 130 131. There's exactly 3 battles that happen this episode. One takes up a good majority of it. Here, two are just quick little battles. That lasts for about 30 seconds. Yep, really quick. In the case of, well, this particular one, which actually was last week's episode, yeah, it finishes up. Basically, you have Zora, who just forms master by himself, deflect the magic, and of course Asha goes to Black Ashma. He hasn't a name for you in the anime. And he basically just slices right at Fenrir's brother and smashes through the crystal and pretty much also somewhat destroys his crystal at the same time, ending the battle in a tie. Fenrir's brothers basically look like he's put into a freaking coma, and Asa pretty much just collapses right into Mana's arms. And during the course of the battle, Zora basically he just lays into like saying that you guys are not the knights my father dreamed about. Asha pretty much says something very similar to that, and apparently Zora actually finds somebody who actually understands him from his perspective, anyways. Yeah, not exactly word for word exactly what he said, but it's very similar to what he was thinking. And Asha pretty much thought the same way the Magical Knights before he actually physically joined. Though Zora is not a Magical Knight. He is a guy who stole a Magical Knight's robe and just claimed to be one. Just because he felt like it. Yep. And what about the next two battles? Well, you have Luck's team, which is basically himself, Faust, and Petter from the Blue Knights taking on the captain of Aquadeer's team. Yeah, his team are pretty much nothing of a team because they don't do anything. It's like, okay, Luck comes up with this really cool idea, creating a very similar thing to one of the other members. Basically, they're the flaming arrow. He comes up with an electrical arrow, and he wants to use it to pierce to the hill and smash the other team's crystal. Instead, the captain of Aquadeer just basically deflects the thing, and it ends up destroying Luck's team's crystal. Pretty quick battle. Yep, and then the following battle is basically Noelle, and a member of the Praying Mantis who did help out in the last battle, but this time he didn't do anything. Basically, just goes after their team and just beats him pretty easily. Just flies over, just plows right through him and destroys the crystal in less than 30 seconds. Yep. And of course, the King of the Magic Knights. Okay, so those two battles are quick over. Let's have the finale. Let's have Team Aqua's team, the captain of Team Aquadeer's team taking on, Noelle and the guy from Praying Mantis. Yep, and that battle will start in next week's episode, which probably will finish this particular arc. Yes, it probably will. I think it started it. Yes, I believe it just did. Yeah, basically the battles held in this episode are basically Team B versus Team G, finish of that one. Team I versus Team K. Yep. Oh yeah, in the first battle, the thing is declared a draw because the crystal is destroyed both at the same time. Now, Noelle basically has to go participate in the battle because she has to, and Mimosa decides to stay behind and comfort Asha. Well, it's not a bad idea to do. You need somebody, so why not Mimosa? And plus, she's one of 4 women in love with him. Though he's completely oblivious to because he doesn't. The one thing I gotta praise about this particular season is like, with the exception of the Petty Clover thing, there's no mention of Sister Lily. Yeah, I think the whole thing with Sister Lily, it's a recurring gag in the series of how much he says love with Sister Lily. because she's like a mother to him. I'm like, seriously, it's so freaking stupid. She's not into you, so move on. You have 4 women in love with you, 2 of whom happen to be freaking cousins. Yep, cousins. One basically is almost ready to admit to him that she's in love with the other one. Basically, he's very hesitant. Because, well, he's a peasant, and of course, they're both royals. Yeah, I should also point out, though, that Zora pretty much chastises everybody. He chastises, well, Fenrir's brother for basically not living the expectation. Chastises Mimosa very mildly. He chastises himself. He chastises Asha for basically trusting people a little too much. Not everybody's like nice or whatever. Yeah. Though Asha pretty much had to set out pretty much the next battle anyways, because, well, next battle is pretty much the end of the arc. Yep. Because next episode will in fact wrap up this arc. Yep, and it will start up the next arc, which is the current arc, which is about to start. And I'm about to basically cover a chapter that's from that particular arc. Which, by the way, since this is chapter 204, and this arc is going on since chapter 133, this arc is especially going for right now for 72 chapters. The episode starts off with the statue of the first Magical Emperor, and Nero, who is basically now in her human form, flying off, and it becomes a flashback to 500 years prior, where you see Nero just, well, talking to the first Dragon Emperor. Apparently they were friends, from what I could tell, like childhood friends. They talk for, you see like a flash of basically stuff. Basically you might see like, apparently he was the one who became friends with the leader of the elf village. The elves were pretty much the surprise of the series. And we also see a woman who is, say he's about to wed to a woman who's a spitting image of Noelle. Yeah, I'm not kidding about this. This woman looks exactly like Noelle. I mean, you can't see it basically because of the glare, but yes, I think this woman is Noelle's ancestor. One of the few series I've seen where a character's ancestor is a spitting image of them. The only series I've seen this in was Fairy Tail. Yep. Of course, that basically is a similar thing with magic, though Fairy Tail has had a lot more chapters than, let's say, Black Clover has. Black Clover is not publishing very long. No, the manga is only publishing for, as of this year, roughly like almost 4 years. Yep, just for a few years. But hey, the anime covered a lot. Covered the first 131 chapters in just 83 episodes, though they did have a couple filler episodes. And we see that the first Magic Emperor just walks into his palace, and he gets binded by a minister. And apparently he's possessed by a demon who's basically behind a lot of this stuff in the series. And apparently he was one who tricked him to kill the elves. We see Nero basically says the magic tools are gone. Of course, they go flying off, and then we see that the massacre has already happened. And there's a Violet Grimoire. And we see a character who looks very much like the leader of the Eye of Midnight Sun. He says, "So, Light, what wasn't really after you at all?" That's what the guy says. Yeah, and he says, "Very sorry. His final selfish request. Don't do it, Light. You're the one who can actually fulfill it." And of course, chapter 10 was Lemire, please kill me. Wow. So basically, we're getting simply put backstory for what happened after the whole, what basically inspired. But I'm not going to show the image. Yeah, I'm sure some people may have seen the image, or at least probably posted online, of the image of a bunch of dead elves. A bunch of dead bodies on a page. I'm like, okay. I'm glad the fact it's only one panel. But if the anime shows us, they better show us very briefly, because I'm sure a lot of people might be disgusted seeing this. A field full of dead bodies. People who are innocent getting massacred like this. Yes. Oh yeah, and apparently this chapter pretty much explains of how the heck that particular thing was happening. Apparently it was this demon possessing this human, possessing this minister, who was basically a friend of the first Magic Emperor, and he was the one who actually just, well, killed the elves because he felt like it. For some reason. Yep. I'm gonna give this chapter a 9. I'm not gonna give it a 9.5 because of the gruesome imagery. I'm like when I saw that, I'm like, wow, that's something you don't see every day when it comes to this particular series. Yeah, a field of dead bodies. Yep. Yeah, and that's pretty much it when it comes to this particular review. I have one more review I'm hoping to do today, if I got time to, and that'll be a review of the newest episode of Fairy Tail. Okay? Yep, until I see you next review. Bye.